Good afternoon. I thought this game was coming out at 11 and it didn't. It kind of like counted down to 11 and then it started over to noon. So I haven't even opened it yet. It downloaded extremely fast, which kind of surprised me. Also there was like a lot of talk of what the price point was going to be. There was not really anything officially said anywhere that I could find, but it was 10% off in America, and so it was $31.49, which I thought not bad. No, we haven't played it yet, but I think someone in Australia said they were speculating it was going to be like $80 Australian, and I was like, that sounds like a lot, but I don't know anything about Australian money, so I don't know. First things first, I am going to probably turn off the music because we don't know. Probably everything else is gonna be like kind of fine, probably. No spooky scaries. And then last night this morning I did up finishing crime scene cleaner off stream and it took me like less than 10 minutes. So clearly I was just tired and could not function because it was really easy. I'm like there was no puzzling. It was fine. So, but I mean, nothing was missed. Nothing, nothing exciting happened. This is so pretty. That's really the only thing that made me want this game was how pretty it looks. I'm not a Lord of the Rings person. I'm really not. So, gonna be interesting to see if I like it. But this looks really pretty. I heard someone say somewhere, I think it was on Twitch somewhere else, but someone was like, I am not playing this because of the feet. Like, specifically because of the feet, they were refusing to play it. I mean, if that's a deal breaker, you gotta draw your line wherever, so. I don't know if this is like story based. I don't know. I don't know a lot about it, so. Okay, I did know there was character creation. Change body type? I mean, these all look the same, do they not? These are very subtle differences. Oh, this is just kind of like how your chest is shaped. Default, grumpy, jolly, cozy, perky, snobby, worry. Let's be cozy. I don't really know what that means to be a cozy. Well, I'm like the palest you can possibly be, so. What does this do? Like what is this? Oh, this is specifically okay, this is the deal breaker that said someone why they weren't playing this game. Change foot hair. I mean, yeah. I mean, we have the least amount of foot hair possible. I think that's probably like the best case scenario for everyone. So is this like your nose? Okay. I mean, just normal. It's probably fine. Lip. These are very subtle differences. That's probably fine. I have a lot of options. We'll stick with that. Okay, eyes. Some crazy eyeliner situations. I mean, just average is fine. I feel like that's fine. Ear. No, this is chin. And that's fine. You could have smaller ears. You don't have to have the enormous if you don't want to. I feel like the default is just fine. Oh, here we go. Now we can have crazy hair. Can you, like, move yourself around? Okay, you can. Oh my god. I mean, the C's seem like the men choices. Male choices. I like that's fine. Can you change the color? Oh, you can. Dark. That's probably good. Okay, we did that already. Okay, so we've done everything, I think. Okay, now you can pick clothes. That's cute. Where's our pants, though? Oh. That seems like it matches. Can we have shoes to cover our feet? I mean, yeah, I feel like we get glasses. We get a cape? Let's do a cape. I wonder if you... I assume you get more clothes. Like, as you go. Do we need the cape? It feels oppressive now that I'm looking at it. Okay. I'm good. I get to name myself. Oh my gosh, and you get to pick out of a list. This is so cute. May. That's cute. Hilda, that was almost our dog Irma's name. We almost named her Hildy. I almost named her Hildy. Dave didn't like it. Fredigar is hilarious. Are these like men's names and women names like mixed together or yeah, because Carl is obviously a man's name. Asphodel, Amaranth. Okay, now we're back to the beginning. I say I'm gonna go with May, I think. That's like a family name in my family. Last name. Can I change this? Can you not change the last name? I don't know how to change it. Oh, okay, now I can change it. Good enough is hilarious. Good. We might go with good enough. Maggot, also good. Sackville? No. 2 foot? I mean, where's the lie? I did get coffee because I've only slept for 4 hours tonight. Brace girdle. Brace girdle. I think good enough is hilarious. Say we go good enough. You can edit your appearance later through any wardrobe item. Okay. There's no voice acting in this. To buy water? It's kind of weird. Like, I'm not clicking. It's just going. Time to get up. There's a lot for you to do. Okay. I feel like there should be sound here. Like, did we mess something up? Like, there's not even ambient sound. This is so pretty. Bywater is as fine as any place in the Shire. Fresh air, rich soil, and sparkling waters teeming with fish. I'm so short. I don't know how to fish. Oh god, I hate about fish. I hate fishing in games. Okay, now we have ambient sound, sort of. This will be a good place to start. Let's share our stories when I return. Look at the duck. It's so cute. You're not staying? I have business elsewhere. But I'll come back, probably when you least expect me. Before I go, this is a map of Bywater. It was made by a very old friend of mine from Hobbiton. What do I do now? I expect you'll meet a hungry hobbit who will offer you some help. He'll show you what to do. But you haven't told me your name. My name? I think we know who that is. I'm Gandalf. And Gandalf means me. What does that mean? As I said, I don't know anything about Lord of the Rings. I do know who Gandalf is. Okay, we're definitely going to play with the sound because I don't understand what's happening. Why there's no sound at all. I mean, now we have sound. Talk to Orlo. Oh my god, look at the cow. Okay, how do we talk to people? Our new hobbit. Pleased to meet you. Let's go and see your new home. It's so nice of them to just give me a house. Where have you come from? The Prancing Pony in Bree. Never heard of it. There's something I'm supposed to tell you, but I missed second breakfast and now I'm too hungry to remember. Let's go inside. I can make you a meal. Okay. Open town folk. Okay, so we have like friendship levels with everyone. This section provides bios, cravings, and more about the townsfolk of Bywater. Level up your relationships through shared meals to continue their stories. Okay, so instead of like giving them gifts and Stardew, you have to feed them. So that's kind of funny. Milestone rewards. Okay, so like when you level them up to 6 and 10, then you get some stuff. Current season is summer. That's good to know. Flavor craving will be revealed on the day of shared meal. Okay, so when we feed them, we'll like find out what they like. The more delicious the craved meal, the more special gifts you'll get. Okay. Wait, what's all this stuff? Encyclopedia, collect your discoveries. Be sure to reference useful info found with each new entry to grow your knowledge as a visitor. Okay, so here's all of our like collectible stuff. Fruits. We only know one recipe right now, and it's a stew. Silky porridge with tangy rhubarb. Okay. So there's probably going to be a lot of farming in this game, I would think. And that's probably why you have to fish, too, is you need to make the food. Okay, we are using like WASD to walk around. Oh, here's some plots where we'll farm. This is very cute. Okay, let's go in the way they told us instead of breaking the game. These are so cute. Is this my front door? Yes. I suppose I need to get it fixed up. In the meantime, I should look for another entrance. Oh, we were smart. We were smart, actually. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Welcome home, Hobbit. This was old Ruby's place. Lovely she was. I've a lot of happy memories. But it's your place now. Take a look around. Oh my god, this is huge. So anything that sparkles is like something you need to look at, I'm thinking. A bed. Maybe I should go to sleep. No, it's too early. I'll come back when it's late. Yeah, good plan. Good plan. Okay, so they said this is where you change your outfits and stuff. My wardrobe. Yeah, we don't need to do that right now. We're good. I mean, you give me a game where I can change my clothes and I will just play the shit out of that. Let me tell you. That's like the only reason I ever played Assassin's Creed is because I could get outfits. A writing desk. It looks well used. One of these drawers is locked and I can't see a key. Once I meet more people, I could use this to invite people over for all sorts of meals. Okay. Oh, this is where we're gonna cook. Let's not look at that right now. Oh, this is our inventory. Oh man, give me a game where I can hoard things. We are gonna be unstoppable. Okay, it says you use the kitchen to cook rhubarb porridge. Okay. So we just click on it, select ingredients. Okay. How do I? Oh, I gotta like actually click on it. But some ingredients require preparation, such as chopping or frying before they can be assembled. More cooking stations will be unlocked as you progress. We're gonna get a KitchenAid stand mixer. Okay, chopping board. Chunky or smooth? Let's wait. Okay. E. I feel like we want smooth, right? Assemble to continue. E. Assemble to finish. Silky porridge. Our only option is to store it in a backpack. Okay. Talk to Orlo again. This looks delicious. We usually send out invitations when we share a meal. We like to do things properly, but you're new and I'm hungry. Okay, rude. We don't have to have everything be a party. Like, your first meal in Bywater. Begin your shared meal at the table. Okay, that's here. Would you like to begin? Yes. Time to place the meal. Serving townsfolk delicious meals is the best way to improve your relationships. Okay. Tab. Meals. Enter. Cute. Cute, cute. It's edible. We didn't murder him. I feel like it's so quiet. It's a quiet game. It's just because we turned the music off? Talk to the leveled up townsfolk to collect your gift. Give me... Don't run away from me. Do you have something for me? Yes, I do. A rich rhubarb pie. Oh, we got the recipe for it. Nothing makes a hobbit happier than a good meal. If you want to make a friend, cook them a meal. Big people sort out their differences with swords and arrows. We sort them out with a nice spot of lunch. You've got some post? Oh, mail. I had a message for you. I put it in your post box. Follow me. Okay, we walk slow here. Where are we going? Where are we going? We just walk very slow. There we go.
Ooh.
I'd check for posts every day if I were you. See, we don't know if this is going to be like a real-time situation or what the cycles are yet. Open. The post keeps Bywater ticking. Your postbox allows you to receive items, deliveries, personal letters, RSVPs, and more. If the feather is up, there's post ready to collect. Welcome to Bywater. Farmer Cotton here. Come and meet us at the Green Dragon. Make sure you write Green Dragon or low and not the Ivy Bush or they'll get confused. What? Then write from Farmer Cotton. Stop writing everything I say from... Okay, I was like, what's going on? Cute. I like to go to the Green Dragon after I've delivered the post. Okay, so he's like the mailman. Yeah, are you the postman? No. I just pick up messages and deliver them to everyone. Isn't that what a postman does? I don't know. I've never met one. I best be off. You might be thinking, how do I find my way around Bywater? See the birds? They seem to know where you want to go. Just follow them. That's so cute.
Ooh.
Welcome to the neighborhood. Do you know what this is? It's another lovely day in the Shire. It really is. It do be very cute. Open the map. Oh, that's a long ways. Your map stores the history of the land and shows the location of met townsfolk. Follow the birds to reach your tracked locations and use the schedule to find townsfolk quickly. Okay, you can kind of like, oh my god. Okay, so you can mark things and it will tell you. Follow the birds to the, yeah, track. Okay. Townsfolk schedule, okay. Follow the birds to the Green Dragon. Okay, there's a bird. Where are they going? I'm really nervous about having to fish. I'm terrible at fishing games. The Great East Road. Which way do we go? Straight, right? No? Rosie's a confident character. Look at their garden! Their garden is so cute. Can I steal? Oh, she's nice. Can I talk to her? No. I don't know if we're going in the right direction. The birds are kind of like not, they're not being very clear to me. Okay, there's the bird. So if I go up and touch the bird, look at how cute. I wish I could talk to everyone. The village square. Can I talk to him? No. Okay. We can get chickens, you think? The green dragon, we made it. Lily Cotton. Why, bless my butter, you must be May good enough. It's lovely to meet you. I'm Lily Cotton or Mrs. Cotton. I hear you're settling into old Ruby's place nicely. Once you've made some friends here, you can invite them back for a shared meal. And you'll make a lot of friends at the Green Dragon. You won't find a more cozy and cheerful place in the whole West Farthing. Bywater is a village. That's all there is to it, Sandy Man. And what do you call my mill, then? Overpriced. Hobbiton Mill, since you're having trouble remembering, the mill that is in Hobbiton. And I'm Farmer Cotton of Cotton Farm, and I live in Bywater. Oh, hello. This is May. They've come all the way from Bree. And you ended up here. Why? I wanted to live somewhere beautiful. You grow tired of it. Believe me. Stop your noise. You're talking rubbish. Bywater is a village. We've got a village square. It's more of a circle. And two inns. I'm impressed, Cotton. I didn't know you could count. I shall ignore that low remark. I want to welcome our new friend to Bywater. I'd like to spend all day proving you wrong, but some of us do proper work for a living. Welcome to Bywater. I expect to see you at the mill shop soon. What's she have in her pocket? We just passed Mr. Sandyman. He said he'd won an argument against you about Bywater not being a village. Won, he didn't win. He left before he could lose. Bywater is a village. It must be. Hobbits have lived here ever since the old king gave us the Shire to live in. We should ask the official assessor at Michelle Delving? Michael Delving? Good idea, Orlo. Write to his assessor Hobbit and get this decided once and for all. Shouldn't there be a book of rules somewhere that says what makes a village a village? My mom used to be a village manager, so yeah, there is. There is. I actually know about it. You make a good point there, Arlo, which is surprising in itself. I remember old Ruby had some big old book. Those might be the rules we're looking for. I remember the book, but I think she gave it to old Noakes. It had pictures of fish in it. Tell you what, you'll be going around meeting people. Why don't you ask Noakes about this book? We'll find these rules, then bring in the assessor and prove that Bywater is a village. Okay, so we met Lily Cotton. Whoops. Become a local. Okay, so we have, this is like the main story progression. Get to know your new neighbors and help them with their problems. And remember, the way to a hobbit's heart is through their stomach. Yeah. Find and ask old Noakes about the book. Okay. And then these, oh my goodness, we met a lot of people just now. The farmer, Lily, Nora Burrows. We don't see old Noakes yet, so we don't really know. We can't really talk to them. The heat of summer isn't too bad. Oh my god, it's so cute in here. New discovery? Fennel? How did we just discover that? Just in this person's house? Look at this pumpkin bread made by Lily herself. Delphinium's one of the kindest of us. Okay. New tale acquired. So your quests must be called tales? We gotta find old Noaks. Can we talk to these people? We can't. Okay, there's... Down here is where it says afternoon. So that's like being able to figure out what time of day it is. I don't know where I'm going. I guess we open the map and we try to find old Noaks. Pinned location. Is that it? Or is that where I just was? No. This is where I need to go. This is where I am. Okay. So I think we go down here. Was it up here? Or did we go the wrong way? No? He goes that way. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Should go this way. Correct? Yes. The bird system is very cute, but it's a little confusing for me. That might be because I am directionally challenged as it is. Okay, now we turn this way. Now which way? No, we didn't go the right way. Down here? Yes. Oh, there it is. Wait, didn't we see him? Didn't we pass him earlier? He cute. Who are you? I'm May. Hello. Never heard of you. Where are you from? Bree. It gets worse. What? What are you here for? I've come to live here. Oh, we'll be neighbors. What did you say your name was? May. No, it's not. It's newcomer. What are you after? Have you seen an old book? What do you think I am, in a library? It's a book of rules that had fish pictures in it. Answer me this. How can you tell where Mr. Fishy is swimming in the river? Swirling shapes in the water? That's right. Cast your line out there and Mr. Fishy will come and say hello. Oh god. I don't wanna fish. I hate fishing. Though why he'd want to talk to you, I have no idea. Look for shapes in the water. That's where Mr. Fishy is playing. Have this old fishing rod. It's cluttering up the place. Might as well clutter up yours. Don't you go eyeing up Old Noak's pier. You clear off or I'll give you a good look at Mr. Fishy as bait. Jesus. I'll take you to Old Ruby's pond. The fish are all stupid there. Thank you. You'll get on well with them. Catch 3 fish, keep them or let them go, then come back and tell me about it. Oh, God. I do remember the book. I showed Mr. Fishy the pictures. It got too wet. So I gave it back to Farmer Cotton. He has it. You can now fish. Search for ripples. Equip your rod. and cast. The fish have preferred location, seasons, weather, and time of day. Keep an eye on your encyclopedia after each catch to increase your knowledge. T. Open the tool wheel. Okay. So we probably have like a hoe, a watering can, maybe a bug catcher thing or something. Oh, and we got another recipe. I'm gonna like getting the recipes, I think. A platter, a pie. Now we ask Farmer Cotton, and now we equip the fishing rod. Didn't he say not to fish right here, though? He was like, don't fish over here, or I'll kill you. Pretty sure that's what he said. That's so far away. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, it just keeps going. Escape. This is gonna be a little difficult. I'm so bad at this. Space. Fishing has two parts. Oppose the direction of the fish to slow it down. Reel the fish in without letting the line snap. I don't get it. Oh no. I tried. I tried. I seriously hate it. Why does every fishing game think they have to like reinvent something? Like, it's so ridiculous. Like, just please pick a way. Pick a way. I'm begging. I'm begging. Yeah, this is not working for me. Okay, that's not working for me, so we're not gonna do that quest. We'll do this one. Let's find Farmer Cotton. Is this him? Yeah. Need to go straight. Is this him? This is cute. Good day to you. Have you seen an old book? Noak said he gave it to you. He did give me a book once. It was soaking wet. He said there are animal pictures in it. 3 hedgehogs and a dragon. I'm not sure I want those around the farm. But there were pictures of flowers in it, so I gave the book to Delphi. Talking of growing things, would you like to try your hand at gardening? God, yes. Anything to not fish. I've got a few bits and bobs to get you started. Here's an old watering can and a bag of seeds. Ruby's left some nice garden beds. You'll be a gardener in no time. Is it difficult? No. Start simple. Even Orlo can manage it. Just go to your garden. You'll work out what to do. When everything's harvested, come back and let me know how you got on. Pulling fine food from good tilled earth, there's nothing finer. In the meantime, find Delphi and ask her for that book back. Watering can. Okay. And we got potato seeds. Okay. So where is Delphi? She's way out there. I wonder if you ever get fast travel in this game? Don't know. Don't know if we will or not. Getting the hang of following the birds. I'm trying. Yeah. Why is he just standing there? Do you think they face the direction I need to go? We got mustard. Hell yeah. Spearage? Is this supposed to be asparagus? This is such a cute area. Okay. I'm really just letting the birds take me because we're finding all sorts of fun stuff this way anyway. Is there any stuff here? Ooh, game skipping a little bit. Oh, this is her house. Look at how cute. You must be our new neighbor. She seems friendly. But that I'm Delphinian Brandybuck, but that takes way too long to say. Just call me Delphi. I'm May. It's lovely to meet you. Can I help? Have you seen an old book? Is it a healing book? It's a book of rules. I used it to press flowers, but it didn't work. The pages were too damp. I'm glad you came by. I've got some odds and ends for you. A bit of a welcoming present. I like her. We're gonna be besties. I've just got back. I've been out foraging for mushrooms and herbs. Can I do it? Of course you can. Nuts, berries, mushrooms, herbs. The fields and forests are full of riches. And I don't have to pay for it? Look after the land and all the animals in it. That's how you pay for what the land gives you. How do I start? You see those butterflies? Just follow them. They'll lead you to where the goodness is. See where they take you. See what you can find. I will. Make sure you come and find me after. I want to see what Bywater's given you. I've just remembered I took that old book to Willow. It had a picture of an Oliphant on it. Little Daisy loves Oliphants. Is that supposed to be elephant? I'd better to see if Willow's got it. She gave us a rocking chair and some recipes. Cute. I keep saying cute, but it's just freaking cute. I don't even know what to say. I am stealing stuff from the forest right now. Yes. We are killing it. Are these bees? Can we get stuff from this? No. Maybe not yet. Maybe we haven't unlocked that yet. I'm really going rogue here. This is so cute. Oh, it's getting to be late. We should probably go to bed. I can't go in the water. I wonder what happens. Is this fast travel? I haven't unlocked fast traveling yet, I don't think. Oh, who's this? She wants to talk to me. Oh. I foraged some things. Sounds like you found some real treasures. You're natural. How do I get better at it? Keep practicing. The more you look, the more you'll find. My mother used to run the foraging club. It's a pity we don't have it anymore. Oh, let's get a foraging club. I don't get many visitors. Thank you for coming to see me. Thank you. Everyone's so polite. We completed that. I can steal stuff. Like, that's not hard. That's not like fishing. I think we should maybe head home because it says it's evening. What was that? It just became nighttime. Oh god, we're gonna die. When you're ready, head home to bed. If you stay up too late, you'll end up sleeping in. Okay, it's like, Stardew. We gotta get home. Where's our house? Where's our house at? Does anybody remember where your house is? Where's my house? Wasn't my house, like, here? That's Delphinium's house. What if I don't know where my house is? What about where's my house? I want to turn the music on. We have all the sounds up, so. I'm worried that I don't know where my house is. Is the time paused when you have your menu open? I don't know. Didn't we live, like, somewhere right around here? I feel like this was near where our house was. Like, I know we had these little sheep. Like, is this our house? Is this our house? I feel like this might be our house. No, this is Willow. Willow, where's my house? Willow's a dude. You're almost done cleaning that machine. It's funny. Willow took. I can't find my house. I'm lost in Hobbit land. You've got a lot of work to do to get set up. That old Hobbit hole of yours has seen better days. I do need some help. Yeah. It's a really good. It's very cute. I cannot do the fishing. Like, you know me in fishing games. If you do, just ask. Thank you. I didn't say ask me. Oh, wait, this is a girl. Why did I think this looked like a guy? What do you want? Have you seen an old book? I used it to draw right angles, a bit moist. I gave it to Daisy. Daisy, do you have that old book? Muma and me looked at the Oliphant, but then I gave it back to you. That's right. I was boarding up some rooms in Ruby's place. I used it as a step. So it's in my house. Okay. That means it's gonna highlight my house. I know. She gave it to Mrs. Cotton. Okay. Dang it. We were so close to figuring out where our house is. I don't know where it is. Where's our house? Help. Help me. Like, I thought it was, like, over here. Oh, okay, this is our house. We're very close. We're very close. Right here. Oh, we can't go down that way. There we go. When we run, we skip. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so cute. Do we have stamina? Doesn't seem like it. How do I get in here? Wait, where's my house? I gotta go this way. Can I walk? Oh my god. How do we get over here? It's getting too late. I'm gonna miss half my day. Yeah, it really is another failed fishing card. Like, why do they have to make it? Just make it so I point and click. Point and click, get the fish, and end the game. Like, everybody has to do their own thing with it. Tap, open the backpack. We can't plant things right now. We are... Okay, what do I... Navigate to seed bag. By pressing 3. Seeds need to be planted in garden beds and then watered each day. Okay. E. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, now I need to water them. T. Tool wheel. No. 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 Get out of camera mode. How do I get out of camera mode? Get me out of here. I have to water these. H. H. There we go. T. Okay. We gotta go to bed. Put me to bed. E. No, don't water the bed. Okay, how can E be water and go to bed? There we go. E. E. Would you like to sleep? Yes. Okay, kind of like a leveling up situation. Monday. 12 days left in summer. Okay, those are short seasons. Are they done in one day? How do we harvest? Or do I have to water them again? T. We're running out of water. We are out of water. Can we get more right here? E. Yes. Okay, my garden. It's much bigger. But wait. This is my home now. I need to make it my own. I mean, I think we need vegetables, mainly. Yeah. I don't know what triggered this. I'm just trying to water this stuff. Okay. T. Okay. We watered. There's no... Why is it telling me to water things that aren't planted? We didn't have any other seeds, right? Uh, T, stash tool. There we go. I don't think we had any other seeds. We haven't... We can't return to him with 3 vegetables because we don't have 3 vegetables yet. We're supposed to talk to Lily. And we're still supposed to catch 3 fish. That's never gonna happen. So I guess we find Lily. And... Oh, and we have mail. Oh, he sent us a thank you card for feeding him earlier. Why is this sparkling? Oh, it like tells you the address. So while we're here... Okay, now it is highlighted as home. I don't know if it was that earlier. We don't have the vegetables, so we can't do that. We gotta find Lily. Okay, she is one of these ways. Wait, this is telling us there's foraging stuff. A blackberry. Fun. I'm gonna get so sidetracked. My backpack is full. What the hell? Can we put stuff in our house? I assume that's like for when we can have chickens. Can I open pantry? Okay, this is my backpack. So wait, what was that? Oh, was that cheese? Yeah, it's cheese. I don't think there's like anything specific we need in our inventory until we have to take that guy the vegetables we're growing. Okay. We gotta find Lily. But I also want to look and see what this was down here. Sidetrack. Sidetracked. Oh my god, let me go in here. It's down here. More blackberries. Raspberries. Okay. Can we do anything with these sheep? Greet the sheep. Oh my god. They sit down. A penny bun? Oh, those are some type of mushroom. Okay, we really need to get back on track. Okay. Which we've kind of meandered in the right direction, so. This is cute. This is who we need to talk to. What can I do for you? Have you seen the book? Willow gave you an old book with cooking pictures in it. It had some good roast bird dishes in it, and there was a picture of a hobbit chasing a wild goose. That hobbit looked really fed up. I know how he feels. Speaking of cooking, I hope you're making some lovely meals in that kitchen of yours. Here's something to get you started. And let me tell you a secret. Use all the equipment in that kitchen of yours to chop, boil, and fry, and you'll get perfect texture. Smooth or crunchy, tough or tender, texture makes taste even better. Once you've cooked a few things, come back and we'll see how you're getting on. That old book was Ruby's in the first place. I gave it back to her. Where is it now? I have no idea. But I'll tell you who might know. Nora and Fosco. They were with old Ruby all the time, and she taught them their letters. Be careful. They were awful fond of her, and it would be better to do it kindly. Show off your cooking skills and make them a nice meal. New happy memories will push away the sad ones. I'll cook 2 meals and then write them an invitation at my writing desk. She gave me fish, so I don't have to do it. Is there anything else I can help you with? No. Okay, and she gave us more cheese. I think I'm going in the direction of my house. This is probably being too optimistic, but... Can we take any of, like, this stuff? Like, probably belongs to someone. We're heading the wrong way. Just slightly off course. Oh, this is the mustard that we found earlier. I wonder, are these... I thought maybe these yellow things. There's tons of mustard. So I wonder if the color of the butterfly indicates... Because earlier we had a blue butterfly and it gave us berries. Okay, this is our house. So we have to cook 2 meals for them. I wonder if we know what they like. Do we have to have the food in our inventory to cook it? Maybe not. Select a recipe and add the ingredients. We don't really know what we need to make them, though. Or is this telling us we have to do this one? Or we just don't have the ingredients for these other ones, potentially? How do we know? This is saying, is it okay? So this down here at the bottom right corner is saying we want it chunky. I don't, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know what we're going for. I guess we're aiming to have it where the star is. Okay, we're sort of almost there. How do we get it more tender? Do we just not have that ability yet? Yeah, you have to feed them to build friendship. Okay, store it in the backpack. I feel like it's not terrible. It wasn't terrible, but it maybe wasn't the best. Okay, this one we want a little, like, still chunky, but not as chunky. Okay, that's like perfect right there. We need it more tender. I don't know. This is, I think we got it too chunky now. Let's do a little bit more smooth on this one. I don't know if that was good or not. Still chunky, but not as chunky. Yes. Okay. So now I have to go to my writing desk and write an invitation. Select plan a shared meal. This is like Sims 4, like when you plan when you plan the weddings. Each townsfolk will be craving two things, meals and a flavor. Well, I already made the meal, so hopefully they want what they want. What I already have made. Okay. I don't really care what you're craving because I already made it. It's tomorrow, not right now. Invites sent. Your shared meal is now planned and will be ready tomorrow. Make sure to check your post box for insightful RSVPs. Okay. Okay, we pretty much did our stuff for the day. How is this stuff? Like, how do we know? Okay, these are still fine. Water level's still fine. Let's fill this. Okay, now what if I get out my fishing rod? Because we have to, unfortunately, like, we have to figure this out. We have to fish. I know I said, I feel like I say the same thing about every fishing game that I can't figure it out, and then I eventually do figure it out, but I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. Let's try to track this. Can we only fish at certain places? Because I'm not seeing any ripples. Does it have to be maybe at a dock? Oh, this looks different. What's this? Pepperwort. I'll take it. Okay, let's see if we can find a dock somewhere. Oh, there's some more stuff. Okay, there's some ripples. Why is this sparkling? Because we can fish here. A stone bridge. You don't see many of them. Okay. Why are we talking about this? Okay. And now I can walk across it. They're not the brightest, are they? I mean, that's kind of their thing. Tea. Okay, space. And then... I don't know. I don't get it. I wonder if you need, like, a controller. Because I feel like the mouse and keyboard is not... Is not it. That's not it. Oh god. We went too far, I think. Okay, something dinged. The tension gets too high, the land. Stop reeling in. Okay, well, I don't think that's a good idea. I think we got us. I don't get it. Hold reel. I don't. What am I supposed to be clicking? I think I need a controller for this. Yeah. I don't get it. Hold space. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. How do we get over here? It's evening already. What's that? A hazelnut. We're just gonna be vegetarian, okay? We don't need fish. We can eat cheese. We don't need fish. It's just not a thing. Where is this taking me? Currents. There's no ripples over here. Maybe because it's evening. They did say like certain fish like certain times of day. Maybe they don't like evening. Wait, can we get more stuff off this tree? Stash it. Can we like shake the tree? No, we can't. I wonder if we're going to get like a slingshot maybe? Oh, there's more hazelnut. More hazelnut. What is that? My backpack's full. Can I eat something? Oh, those are my cakes. I can't eat those. Man, I want whatever that is. I wonder if we upgrade our backpack eventually. Well, it's evening. I guess we head back to our house. These days go really fast. I wasn't paying attention to like exact time, but it felt like it went very quickly. We can't forage because we'll take all this stuff and we'll put it in our pantry. Is this my house? I don't think it is. Yes, it is. I can tell by the busted ass door. Man, I wish fishing was easier. I'll figure it out. I'll probably have to figure it out off stream, is the thing. Um, no, don't trash. Eat. I wonder if your food goes bad eventually. Like, do you think? I don't think it does. Okay, inspect. Uncertain flavor. Oh, that's not probably good. That's probably not the best. Okay. I mean, not terrible, I don't think, but can we go to bed? Yeah. Discovered a lot of it's raining. So I wonder what time they come over. Let's see if they RSVP'd. They said no, bitch. Oh, does that mean I don't have to water my plants, probably? It's raining. Eager to eat and to listen. Hell yeah. A strong bitter flavor would not go amiss. Do I have to reply to them? Like, just come and eat. Don't worry about it. I graciously accept. Wait. It's a pleasure to be invited. Not sweet, not sour, something to savor. Could you check on my lad? Could you look in on young Tom? Boyfriend. Boyfriend material. Uh, cook 3 meals. A table of friends. Begin a shared meal. Ask Tom Cotton how he's doing. Yeah, we can probably do that. What time? What time are people coming over? What time's everyone thinking? Probably at least lunchtime, right? Lunchtime or dinner time? Probably not breakfast time. I don't have to reply to them, do I? I mean, that wasn't, the skipping takes me out. Uh, there wasn't a quest to, like, write back to them. Read letters. Okay. Okay, we're assuming everything's fine. Or do we have to, like, begin it? I wonder if we just begin it and they just spawn in. We'll still wait, because I don't want to feed them, like, fish and chips at, like, 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Okay, let's find... Where is he? Shared meal at home. Maybe we are supposed to do it right away. I still want to wait. I want to go do this first. Then we'll come back. It's at dawn. I'm not gonna eat fish at dawn. He's over here.
Yeah.
My family's been talking about you all week.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone calls me Young Tom. How are you?
Yeah.
Oh, he sells things. I heard you haven't been yourself
Oh.
lately. He's like, stop blowing up my spot right now. Let's find somewhere quiet to chat. Ooh, date. We're on a date. Date everything? Alright, yes, I am having trouble. It's
Mm-hmm.
Lady Buttercup. Another woman? No, a cow. She's missing. What did the
Mm.
farmer say? He doesn't know yet. He's been too busy, but he'll be distraught if Buttercup is gone. She's like family. So what can I do? You have to help me find her. There's one place I haven't looked. The path at the bottom of Lookout Hill behind Orlo's house.
Mm-hmm.
That's like right next door to us, right? She's easy to spot. She's large and she looks like a cow. Irma, she's in my house right now. What do I do if I find her? Try and
Mm-hmm.
get her back to the farm. A handful of fresh vegetables might persuade her to come home. But I need my vegetables to prove to your dad that I can do it. I can't be giving her my vegetables. Find Lady Buttercup. Okay, well, maybe we won't do that right this moment. It's still dawn. I mean, that's the good news. Okay. I have to take a quick BRB. I've been drinking too much liquids. And it might be time to do that. Let's... Oh, man. Does this pause it, do you think? Settings. Save. New save. We haven't saved this whole time. That's not good. I don't know if this is pausing it. Key. Is that pausing it? That's photo mode, apparently. You could get some really cute pictures in here. Okay, let's just hope this pauses, and I will be right back. We back. We back. Okay. Did that pause? I can't tell. I mean, it's still dawn. Okay. We go this way. Found some mustard. Found some more mustard. I feel like we already did see this cow, did we not? I remember looking at a cow. And it was cute. Oh, yes, there she is. That is Irma. We have this huge basset hound. I mean, she's huge to me. She's not really that huge. But everything that's fat, I just call it Irma. Irma. You must be Lady Irma. Young Tom said you liked vegetables. Oops. Do I have... Shit. Shit. That doesn't count as a vegetable, whatever this is? Oh, God. Never mind. Like, that's a vegetable, right? I feel like that has to be a vegetable. Oh, I'm stealing that. Wild beef? Excuse me? I feel like that's just a mushroom, is it not? That's just a vegetable. Let's see if that counted as a vegetable. The spearage. What we think is asparagus. Okay. Sweet vegetable, hearty vegetable. Oh, okay, so mushrooms do count as vegetables. So I could have given this. But I'm gonna give this. Here's some to help you go home. She's off. I don't, oh. Oh, Lady Buttercup. This isn't your farm. Return to Lady Buttercup and attempt to lure her again. Wait, she ate all of those? Because I had like 2. And she took them all. Which one should we give her? Spicy? I feel like that's the only... These are... We have lots of these. So let's give her those. That felt like she didn't like it. That felt like a flop. Did we do it? It's been here all the time. It hasn't gone anywhere strange. I just thought I'd say hello. Where was she? Where you said? I had to use vegetables to persuade her to come home. Why does he look scared? Thank you so much. Let me give you this to say thank you. Is it $1 million? Is it a fishing rod that works? I know, but let's never ever speak of this again. He gave us an egg. Can we hatch a chicken? Can we hatch a chicken? He just left us. Our new boyfriend just left us. It's fucking rude. Can I steal any of this? Let's look at the encyclopedia. An egg is only as good as a hobbit who sells them. Ma'am says I'm good. Do let me know what you think of them. Cook. +1. I wonder what that symbol means. The little box with the arrow up. I don't know what that means. Summer and autumn. Okay. It's still morning, so we've still got time. Let's go grab some of this. Since the cow ate it all. Ooh, and we've got more wild beef over here. Give me this. Can you move out of my way, please? Thank you. There's some more over here. The forest. There's gotta be good stuff in here, right? The problem is I think our inventory is probably close to full. This is creepy. Oh, but this is where we just walk through here. Ooh, was that a frog? I just saw like a little something. This looks like a secret. Where are they going? Got some blueberries for me? They sure do. Okay. Well, it's almost lunchtime, so I think we can go back to our house and do this one. Begin the shared meal. It says to go this way. We're figuring out the birds. Oh, our backpack's full. Our backpack's full. Literally the worst. Okay. I can't go that way, bird. It's telling me to go this way. Okay. Getting all turned around. No, this is not the way to my house, though. I'm forcing the birds to let me go a different direction. Can we pick up more of this? Yes, because we already have some. So it stacks. Wait, what was that? Nothing. Just the rain. Damn, we are so lost. Please. We can't go this way. Oh my god, I want fast travel. I want fast travel. How do we get to our house? We can't go that way. Yeah, let's just keep heading this way to the main road and go that way. Because I don't think it realizes that we don't have like a path unlocked or something. Oh, I'm going the complete wrong direction. I'm going the wrong direction. Where? Still going the wrong direction. Just get me to the main road. Okay, we are now going the correct direction. Now turn this way. But this is the problem. This is blocked off. and we can't go around it. This is so annoying. Let's track this way. Okay, now let's ask to go home. Keep going this way. See, this is like areas we have to unlock. Is this our house? Yes. Okay. Finally. Good Lord. We have to get this stuff unlocked. Like ASAP. Start meal. Confirm. Yeah. Why am I in camera mode? Am I supposed to take a picture? Meals. And then meals. Enter. We did it. Afternoon tea at home. Do they like it? Are they horrified? Probably the bird circling is not. He's smiling. He's okay with it. Oh, I think she loved it. Okay, now we have to talk to them because they're going to give us stuff. That was lovely, and it's lovely to be back here. Old Ruby used to cook us a meal before teaching us our letters. Orlo came along too, but I think he preferred fishing to reading and writing. Please come back here again. Of course we will. We like nothing more than a good meal. Why did you bring that old thing with you? What is it? It is just a little something I used to play with. When old Ruby gave us our lessons, Nora couldn't sit still. I was impatient. I wasn't learning fast enough. So to stop her fidgeting, Ruby gave her an old key. A key. It came from her desk. Do you need it for something? Yes, I do. We best be off. See you soon. Use Nora's key in the writing desk. I was hoping you would unlock one of these. But those are less key situations, more like decrepit, dying, needs to be rebuilt. Is that the book? Like, where was that? Let's be for real. Where was that fitting in the desk? So that's what's in the lock desk. Ruby's Book of Rules. Mrs. Cotton was right. It was here all along. I need to get this to Orlo. He'll know what to do with it. Okay. Is it in? I assume it's in our inventory now. Transfer. It is kind of annoying that it doesn't just transfer the max automatically. No, don't trash. Okay. We good. How long does it rain? Yeah, I think it's like Stardew, whereas if it's raining when you wake up, it's gonna rain all day. At least it has done today so far. This has all been one day. So I assume that that's what's going to happen. But this has been the only day it's rained so far. But we've only played 3 total days, I think. So let's see where Orlo is. Okay. Look at the ducks. They're so cute. Wait, could I talk to them? I can. It's so cute. This stuff seems to respawn really fast. Okay. This reminds me, this little square area really reminds me of Palia. It's a lot like that. My, like, 3 days of playing that game. Is this where we're going? Where's our friend? Where are we going? Maybe he's inside. Oh, hell yes. Everyone wants to talk to us.
Oi.
I found the book. Bless my bundles. That's quite a book. Stardew reference. Raining graphics aren't bad at all. Not disruptive like other games can be. Yeah. Yes, very mild. It's that book of rules we've been looking for. Yeah, I know. Let's take it to Farmer Cotton. It's not much use to him. He can't read. Take it to Nora. I've got things to do. Goodbye. So these people want to talk to us, apparently. Oh, well, this is Nora, right? What can I do? I found the book of rules. Let's take a look. The book of rules. I thought it was lost. It was old Ruby at old Ruby's all along. Her writing desk had a locked door and your key opened it. Nora's key from when she was small. It unlocked the desk. The book of rules was inside. Okay, yeah, we get it. You said this like 3 times. You're the perfect hobbit to have these rules, Nora, and how perfect that old Ruby gave you that key. I'll start reading them right away. Bywater will be a village in no time. You worked hard to find this book, May. We're lucky to have you. Why can we... There's still... What can I do for you? I heard you have something for me. I have Garden Green's summer style for you. Is she giving us clothes? Oh, it was a recipe. No. Okay, I think we need to talk to him too. Come back! I have simple sprout soup. Okay. Nice. And goodbye. Okay. Nora and her brother? Whoa, what are we insinuating here, sir? And now it's nighttime. I feel like we haven't been out this way yet. Ooh, let's pet the pig. That looks just like Irma. That could be a photographic image. I don't know where we're going. Do we need to do anything else? The Ivy Bush Inn. Can I just like walk into people's houses? Hello. This reminds me a lot of Palea. Feel a little bit like this was what Palea was going for, but they didn't quite get there. Well, I mean, they probably couldn't because of like copyright and stuff, but we probably better go. It's evening, and it's gonna take me a grip to figure out where our house is again. So cute. Oh, we've been here. We've been here. We're not that far. Can we go in here? Oh, what is this? Oh, there's something in the way. Do you think they're gonna build onto this eventually? I don't know what the plan is for this game. If it's just like a story game and you play through it and you're done. Or what? Isn't our house? Yeah. Yeah, we're not far. We're not far at all. Yeah, see, look, this mustard's already respawned. I think we literally just picked that, like, not that long ago. Yes. I know. I thought it was close. You know me. Give me an Assassin's Creed, like, breastplate, and I'm all about it. Our potatoes have to be getting ready soon. Okay. I think we can just go to bed. Maybe I'll unload my stuff again. I don't think I have that much. Ooh, someone gave me a trout. I appreciate that. Because that's the only way I'm ever getting fish, so. Unless, like, maybe Saturday, like, that's all I do. It progresses until eventually the Nazgul show up, and then you have to play through the entire story of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. No, I don't think so. You know, this is the story specifically of the Hobbit people who are just peaceful and dumb and can't even read, and so their life is just they're not about the ring, you know? I do wonder what this percentage down here means. Like 69% what? 69% of what? Of the main story completed? I hope not. I hope not, but maybe. I don't know. We have mail. We just have to work on increasing our friendship now, I guess. Like, that's really our main thing. Ooh, our potatoes are ready. I'm excited to get more seeds. I want to grow more stuff. Okay, so now we can take these to the guy. We'll check our mail. And then we've done this track. To go to our future father-in-law and give him this stuff. Oh, he's gonna complain about our food probably. I should give you some help decorating. I have some furniture you can have. Okay. Great stories and meals alike. Okay, this is very finicky. That was a lovely meal. I'll have months of stories now and many happy memories. I got you something nice so you can have a happy memory too. Good morning, May. I had a fine time at your meal. Such pleasant conversation. It's nice getting away from the clutter of home. Thank you for the invitation. Okay. So what did they give us? Somebody gave us corn in the mail. I guess. There's so many people we haven't met yet. I feel like we're good on mustard. I'm gonna quit gathering quite so much. Hopefully we don't have like a Tom Nook scenario where we have to like spend 10 million potatoes or something to upgrade our inventory. Good day to you. I have those vegetables. Let's see how you've got on. Is that a good, right? It might be good. Or it might not be. Oh. But in this case, it's good. These here are a good size, and they're not overwatered. I mean, well, it rained all day yesterday. That wasn't my fault. This is good growing. You'll be wanting to get these into the kitchen as soon as you can. I will. I tell you what, if you keep growing vegetables like that, you'll be as good as Gaffer Gamgee. Well, you know it. Of course not. I was being nice. Now get away. Jesus Christ. You can now remove plants from garden beds with a shovel. Okay, we got a new tool. If you're not happy with a planted seed or you simply want to change, use a shovel to permanently remove them. I would never do that. You gave me so many taters. Goodbye. Farmer's work is never done. Can we, like, buy stuff from him? What have you got for sale? Baby marrow seeds, basil, beans, box pepper, cucumber, fennel. So what's this money? We have 420. Hell yeah. Where did we get that? Is that just what we started with? Why did they pick that amount? Interesting. What else can we buy? Oh, stock refreshes daily. Okay, Scrooge. With some shops having new items each season, be sure to check new items when you can. Okay. Can we scroll? Oh, we can. Lettuce, rhubarb, shallot, onions. That's new. Strawberry seeds, tomato seeds. Oh, and then we can buy beds too. Oh my god, this is overwhelming. Look how expensive they are, though. So we can also sell. So I'm thinking the move is probably to sell like our foraged stuff, especially like mustard, since we can get so many of it. What's this guy? Have I got some fine artifacts for you? Who are you? I'm Hobson Hornblower, purveyor of quality goods for the discerning hobbit. No refunds. For instance, look up the fine silver swan, lovingly crafted by elves. Some say that's not a swan, that's an old duck. To them I say, have you seen an elf swan? Well, this is what one looks like a duck. I cannot discuss a price for such a rare artifact, but remember, for he who pays its weight in silver, dwarven luck will flow like a river. Famous dwarf saying that. No thanks. Suit yourself. Okay. What have you got for sale? Okay. A lemon. I want seeds, though. Where do we buy seeds at? Was he selling us the vegetable? The guy we just talked to? I feel like we need salt. I'm not willing to commit to anything at this moment. But was he selling us seeds or was he selling us... Yes, these are actually seeds. Okay. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know if he was selling us the vegetable or the seeds. I wanna buy this stuff. I just don't know what to commit to. Like, what's the meta? Like, what am I gonna make the most money on? And also, like, how many days does it take? And we don't know. We don't know until we do it, it looks like. Can we just buy, like, one of each? But... Can we just try? I didn't want to get those because I already have some of those. I think we just go with these and just like see how we do. Burrow shop. What are you selling? Hey girl, what are you selling? Oh, she does sell clothes. Oh my god. Pink. Purple. That's cute. Very noticeable green shirt. That's a cute skirt. Oh, that is cute. I like that one. We just buy clothes. Leaf skirt. Pink skirt. Plain skirt with pantaloons. That's cute. Not a lot of clothes yet. I imagine they'll get more. Why is there a duck in here? What does he do? That was a fine feast you gave us, but you need to smarten your place up a bit. Of course you do. Old Ruby was lovely, but she was very old and didn't need furniture. While we're at it, you could do with putting some decorations on your wall. Pictures or prizes. I've got some bits and pieces for you. It's your home now. We'll soon have it brightened up. Oh my god, he gave us so much stuff. He also randomly gave me asparagus. Okay. Okay. What is this? I wanna go down in there. Okay. Can we see what he has for sale? Cups? Cute. I wonder what do you do with that? Are these all just decor or do you actually use them? That's cute. Bookend, book stand, elegantly displayed scrolls, oddly blue pillow. Like, do we paint in this game? Paintbrushes, paint thinner, soapy wash bucket, towel pile, magnificent hobbit head statue. So I wonder if his stuff changes every day too. Maybe. And hers? They said that about the other two merchants that we talked to. Wait, what's... Okay, this was our boyfriend. What does he sell? Oh, he's the butcher. I want a chicken. How do I get a chicken? Who sells livestock? Is this his house? Oh my god, rich. Richy rich. What's this? It's more pennywort. Where was that area where we could go, like, down? Yeah, over here. I want to go down there. We have to go... How do we get down? Let me go down here. Yes. What's this? Cutie. Hops! We can make beer? What's down here? What do we do on this? Just a cute little area. That will never not make me laugh. Is this where we came from? Or is this a different one? No, this is where we came from. The mornings when I find the vegetables are most crisp. I think we basically have all the knowledge we need. Oh god. Okay, that I kind of not loving that take. I'm not loving that take, given the current state of the world. Are we going the wrong way? I have a feeling we're going the wrong way. Look at how cute their place is. Look at all these people down here. Can we get down there from here? Oh, hell yeah. Everyone's just standing around. This is so pretty. I don't know if we're supposed to be just going up and speaking to people. I mean, I guess we can try it. In need of a healer? Oh, we can't. We can't talk to them. Word of advice, turn the other way. Delphinium hasn't the means to help you. Perhaps she means to help the cows. What does that mean? Okay. Well, let's go to our house. We're back to the square now. Our house is this way, right? No. No, it's not. Why is he sleeping? This is our house. Yeah, we're going the complete wrong way. My Elliot. I don't marry Elliot in Stardew. I mean, I kind of marry someone different every time in Stardew. I have married Elliot before, but I'm not like, okay, let's plant our stuff. How do we do it? I don't remember. No. No, no, no. Okay. Tab. Storage. Garden. Seeds. Oh, we got this. Can we plant more than one thing in here? Need more seeds of this type. Oh, I mean, yeah, because I only bought one of each. Get with it. That's gonna be so cute. Tab. Cucumber. We need a big area for cucumber because they're like a big. Okay. Bean. Oh. You've discovered companion planting. The more positive companions, the higher chance of a delicious harvest. Okay. We're definitely gonna need more seeds. I mean, obviously. I just didn't really know what to buy. Oh, we have another bed. I wonder where we buy flower seeds, because I'd like to do that too. What is this? Oh, we can move it, because we're in furniture mode. Okay. So, let's go in here. Furniture. Where would we put a... We could put it there. We already have a bunch of these. I wonder if we could sell. Where do we put this? it's curved. So it needs to like, and how do we rotate? Z and C. Okay. Well, like, stash. Can we stash this? Stash. 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 Just get this out of our way for a moment. Yeah, we do C. I do wish we could use our mouse wheel. Apparently we cannot. See if we can put... Oh, we can't. Okay. There. Is that all the stuff he gave us, I think? He did give us that one, too. Lily's cottage couch. That's cute. We gotta use that in the other room. Gotta use that maybe in here. Or is that already the one we have? Is this the same? Furniture. Is this the same? I can't even tell. I like that though. It's cute. Okay, simple stuff. This is the stuff that I picked up and put away. Okay. What about decorations? Oh, a blue pillow, some books. Can we put the books in the shelf? We can. Maybe we'll encourage them to learn how to read. Yeah. Be like, look. Eccentric fabric pile. Oddly blue pillow. The curious cow. What is this? Does this hang on the wall? How do we find wall space for this? Restyle feature? Oh my god, we can do wallpaper and it's free. Oh man. Oh, there's so many options. Oh, these are all just plain though. I mean, still, the pinstripes are cute. Oh my god, this is so welcoming. I like this black. Honestly. I do like that. R, apply everywhere. Confirm. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love that. Can we do this, too? Opulent. Wagon wheel or opulent? I mean, R. Change all the lighting. We're opulent here. Cauldron. Oh, but I kind of like this one, though. Fireplace colors. Oh, but our only option's red. What does this look like with red? No, I don't like it. I like this better, obviously. Yeah. R. Apply everywhere. No, don't apply it to... Okay. What else can we change? I just, like, why do we have 10 million... Cancel. Stash this random cutlery, because it's just weird. It's just weird. Do we, like, pick up this stuff? Ooh. Oh my God. How does one... Oh, that's so cool. But like what match? Oh, that is perfect. I feel like that's perfect. Our it definitely makes our fireplace not match though. That's cute. I say we do this in here. I don't know that I want to apply it everywhere yet. But I do like it in here. I wish we could change our table now though. Oh, we can change this. Oh my God. Ornate. I mean, we did the ornate lighting. Curtain. Hanging plants. Okay, I do like that. Little lamp. Potted plant. Railing. Tree root. How does one even begin to decide? Oh my God, you can change the colors too. I like the dark. And then I don't like that. I feel like we do the hanging plant. Okay. How does that look? Oh my God, you can, they really thought of everything. I think that's so cool. Let's do that. Let's do the windows. Bar. That's cool. That's a really cute. Oh man, how do you decide? I kind of, what was it before? What is it without us doing anything? R. Okay, there is two windows there. Window colors. Well, we gotta stick with the dark. I don't know, I might just leave it where it is. Yeah, I might stick it with this. Okay. The only thing I don't really like is the fireplace. And hopefully we like unlock other things. I love green. I don't know if I want that everywhere. It feels like kind of overwhelming. It feels... Ooh, can we do the door? Rich wood. Yeah, I think we just go rich wood. What can we do to our bed? Our bedroom needs work, I feel. Oh, we can't do anything to our bed. Sad. Sad. Wait, we didn't do up here. Oh, we can't. just is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Okay. Can we change anything else? Can't really change anything with the fireplace. We can change this. Oh, that's what we just already did. Like, you could have each room be different if you wanted it. Great. Sold. Sold American. I assume we're going to be able to get into these other rooms eventually, too. Oh. Need to change this? No, I already did. I already did that, right? No, I didn't. These are different. Slightly different. Stick with the potted plant. Yeah. Okay. I feel like it didn't change everything that I told it to, but like this is still like you can't change the color of that. Fun. Oh, see, you can change the outside into like a brick if you wanted to. I kind of like it how it is. Like, this definitely needs work though. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like the ivy. The texture doesn't look great. I'm gonna leave it how it is. I mean, the brick is kind of okay, but I don't know. I don't want it right now. I don't want to right now. Oh, we didn't water these either. How do I get out of camera mode? H. And you have to hold it down. T. Oh, yeah. There's nothing in that. Oops. Do you have to water each plant or just the... Okay. That says fine, right? No, this... Oh, no. Why does it not... Or because I'm out of water. Is that why? Yeah, what's wrong with this one? Does it have a check mark now? Okay, it does. Yeah, we just need way more seeds. We need to just invest hard. Go hard or go home on the seeds. You know? Oh my god, what is that? There's like a huge bug in here. I'm scared. It's been so wet and rainy and just humid and gross here that the bugs are freaking out of control. I think that is literally just the biggest fly I've ever seen. I think it's like the size of a small bird. And it's circling my office. Okay, let's go back to the seed man. We gotta do it up. We gotta do it up right. Stash this guy. Give me all the seeds you have. We're farmers. We don't fish here. Did we get... I don't think we got corn. We did not get tomatoes. Let's get, like, all three. Let's just go hard on... We didn't get any onions either. Oh, man. This is gonna be, like, all our money. It's gonna be all our money. But like, how else do you make money in this place? Will he buy... He'll buy the things in our inventory. So like, how much does he pay for this? Six, whatever those are. What's Hobbit money? Like tuppences or something? Am I going the right way? We'll never know. We'll never know. Always wonder. Okay, that was like all our money, so... But we gotta go hard. You gotta spend money to make money. If capitalism has taught us anything. Can I climb on top of my house? No. Hopefully we have enough room. We might not have enough room. Oh, we do have these two over here that we can do. Okay. How do we plan again? Seats. It doesn't even feel like we bought that much. And yeah, we spent all of our money. Garden. Seeds. Tomatoes. Oh no, tomatoes need so much room. Well, that's okay. We've got these two areas. I'm hoping like with things like corn and the beans that you get more than one crop out of them, but the potatoes we didn't. So maybe not. Okay, that one I already watered. Okay, good there. Okay, cool. I wonder if we should get some... Let's check our inventory. I just don't know, like, what is good to sell right now. I'm a hoarder by nature, so... Like, what do we have, like, just so much of? I mean, we have a lot of potatoes. So we could only harvest the potatoes once, but we did get a lot. Because we only had 3 potato seeds, but yet we got, you know, that many potatoes off of that. And we have a lot of the asparagus. How much of that mustard do we have? We have so much. So let's try to sell that. Because we have so much. I wish you could just click max and it would just do the max. Like, I think that would be a good concept. How are you liking the inventory? Does it feel like spreadsheets the game? Oh no, not at all. I don't think this feels bad at all. But I'm used to Stardew Valley. Or not Stardew Valley. I'm used to Disney Dreamlight Valley. So... And it's... I mean, it's kind of similar. Like the inventory situation. It doesn't feel like totally... Like they tried to reinvent anything. It's intuitive. That's what I would say. It's not like, oh my god, overwhelming. Yeah, let's just sell all of this. I don't like that we can't just, like, talk to people. Can we talk to him? Come back soon. Does this guy sell flowers? I do want to know who sells the flowers. Oh, he's done for the day. I can't sell him anything. Everyone's done for the day. I mean, it is evening. That's okay. We're ready for next time. Inspect. I don't really understand the point of this stuff. I feel quite excited. Okay. Wait, that was a quest? To come up here and stare at the tavern? How come they didn't tell me? Okay, we can talk to these people because we know them. But anybody that we don't know, we can't just walk up and talk to. We follow, like, British rules of etiquette around here, I guess. To be introduced first. I know him. Do dwarves like the sun, or do you think it shocks them a bit? Have you heard? Ooh, I want the gossip. Give me the tea. Come on, spill it. He's got nothing. He's got nothing. Oh, the new Hobbit. They're talking shit about me. The skipping while running is really cute. She didn't leave me that much. Suppose you're old Ruby. If you had treasure, why would you keep it in the pantry? Is there treasure in the pantry? Do I need to like go and rip up the whole pantry? I once saw three birds and an old fellow. Girl, they called that a village? Meaning the treasure. Oh, that's sure to be it. Shoot, I missed what she said. Would she get down there with some rock? Are they coming after my house? Look at her staring at me like, It's so cute. The lighting at night is so cute. There's beer up here. And a book. Oh, we can finally pick up this giant mushroom because earlier... Ooh, a puffball. Earlier I couldn't pick it up because our inventory was full. Okay, we better go home because it's almost night. And apparently if you stay out too late, then it's like Stardew Valley where you like pass out and then you sleep in and lose half your day. Ooh, what's up here though? I haven't been up here. It's just a dude. Lookout Hill. Let's look out. Ooh. There's gotta be something up here. No, there really isn't. Just a view. Okay. We gotta figure out how to get home. You also can't just like fall down a cliff. It will only let you walk certain areas. Orlo's house. Orlo's house is not that far from mine, I don't think. Yeah, it's not. Okay. Go over here. In a quick jaunt to our house. It's on brand. See, this is what I don't know about hobbits, you know? I just don't have the loader knowledge. Let's see. Pantry. Okay, so this is our pantry. I mean, there's nothing in here. Open. It's just all the stuff that we've... No, don't trash it. That's stuff we're gonna sell. See, there's nothing we didn't know about in here. Oh, look, we do have a max storage of 500. I mean, we're not even close to that, but... Are they gonna Tom Nook us? One time we were doing roadside cleanup for a youth group activity with my dad, and he found a gigantic puffball mushroom, and he took it home and cooked it and ate it. I thought it was so gross at the time, but now I'm sad I didn't try it. I mean, I'm sure if you talked to him, he'd find you another one. I'm sure he would procure another puffball mushroom. He's definitely into that kind of stuff. Okay, let's go to bed. We really couldn't find anything in there. There's not like anything, nothing in there. Okay, go to bed. We don't really have any more like quests that are like, I mean, the fishing is probably what's screwing me. I feel like having the music off, we're definitely missing something. He'd figure out how to grow them. Oh, we should. We should do that for him for like his birthday or Father's Day or something. You can buy those um like mushroom grow kits. That's a really good idea for your dad for Christmas. Your dad's so easy to buy for in comparison to my dad, who likes nothing. And my dad's birthday is like coming soon. So, why is this one watered already? Do they just need less water or something? Or did I overwater it yesterday? Okay, we're good. Like, what are our quests? Become a local. Increase fellowship by leveling relationships and completing tales. Cook 3 meals. I mean, we could cook another meal and then that will get this done. I mean, I assume we have quite a few things that we could make. Oh, yeah. What are these? Townsfolk have specific flavor cravings. Does that mean we need to invite someone over, though, if we make something? Let's make this. I mean, we don't even know who we're asking over yet. Okay, flour, and then we need any mushroom. Should we do the... It's a nutty delight. I mean, chanterelles are nutty, right? We'll try it. Hazelnut is also a nut. Why did it not add that stuff? Okay. Alter the majority of the ingredients to one flavor to change the meal flavor. Each seasoning is usable at specific stations, changing the ingredients flavor. That bird feeder. Yeah, I got my dad that bird feeder that like takes pictures and videos of the birds at your bird feeder. Okay. It's the chopping I'm unsure of. It says we need to get it like tender and chunky. But you don't really know what that means until you've done it. And I don't think I have like the tools to do tender yet. I can only do chunky or smooth. Oh man, it's only a 1 star. Who do we hate? We'll invite them over. Silky porridge with tangy rhubarb. I feel like that's really easy because you just make it really smooth. Okay. We got it like right on the money right now. Okay. I'm forgetting. Okay. Nice. They love it. Textured. I think that's good. I think that's a good thing. Return to Lily Cotton. Oh, because she's the one who told us to cook things. Oh, we got mail too. Let's get our mail. Opportunity. Conditions apply. Have I got an opportunity for you? I have something of great value, but only for my closest friends. Buy now while stocks last. Remember, Hobson's latest bargains are not available in any shop. Okay. In need of a cure. I'm sorry to ask, but I got a bit of a sniffle. A little cure would be useful. Delphinium might help. If you're busy, don't worry. It's just a thought. Oh, we gotta get him. We gotta get him his meds. It's like Animal Crossing when one of them's sneezing and you have to go buy him something. Okay, first, let's go tell Lily that we did this. She is behind us. But I think that's a dead end if we go that way. Right? Am I going the right way? No, not really. Not really at all. It's so confusing when you, like, this has a gate right there. I don't think I can go that way. Okay, now look. Yeah, now we're going the right way. Okay. We go this way. Cotton Farm. Yes, there she is. There she is. Look at all this stuff you got here, girl. Why isn't anyone inviting me over to their house to eat when they have like a million things? I could smell that fine flavor halfway towards Hobbiton. You've done really well. Keep getting those textures right. Keep practicing and you'll be a cook worthy of Bywater in no time. She gave us beans. Okay. Wait for the assessor's response. Oh, because I'm going to be a citizen or whatever. Okay, and then the other quest is talk to Delphinium. Oh. Ask Hobson about the letter. Oh. His weird stuff that he wants us to buy. Okay, she lives all the fuck out here. Which a turn. Do a 180. Yes. Do a 180. Ooh, let's grab these hazelnuts. Oh no, these are peaches. That's new. Cute. This way? Am I wrong? Wait, what's that? Oh, I thought I could grab that. What is this? What is this? A cousin's lost package. Oh my god, it is Animal Crossing. Hi, Cleocatra. Yes. Doesn't this game look so cute? And it is on sale on Steam. Like, not a lot, but yeah, it's been so cute. It's very like Animal Crossing. It's very like Stardew. No like cave fighting or anything yet. Um, haven't experienced any real conflict. It's just chill, which I like. And we are going to, we're stealing mushrooms, and we are going to talk to the old witch lady, witch doctor, hobbit lady. Where is she? she in her house? Will she let us in her house? No. Where is she? Oh, she's back. Maybe this way. No, not this way. Like this way. Yes. Can I help you with something? Help me cure his sniffle. I know just the thing. My mother knew just the thing. She was a great healer. I asked her once, "Are you magic? Is that why you can cure everyone?" I was only little. You're going to buy it? Yes. I took the day off work just so I could, like, check it out, see what it's all about. She could cure anyone. She was famous for it. Anyone but herself. Are you alright? She's getting sad. Yes, I'm just a bit sad. We should get this cure for Fosco. Now I remember that all we need is an herb. Collect 3 herbs. One of them will work for sure. Okay, then we also have another quest for her. Does this belong to you? I found it by the sign of the road. Yes, it is. How did it end up there? I don't know. Gift. Thanks so much. I will say the fishing is evil though, and if you find out how to do it, you need to let me know. Cuz I can't get it to work. Now I wonder what it is they've sent me. Flowers from Buckland. How marvelous. Your cousin sent you these? Why flowers from Buckland? Merrimack. He shares my love of nature and would take me on walks to the edge of the old forest. And these flowers are the ones you can find on the outer edges of the forest. Ooh, are we going to learn about flowers so that we can plant some? Now I have to think of something to send back to him. Some flowers from my own garden might be lovely. Thank you for helping me out. She gave us flower seeds. I have the herbs. Apparently I already had herbs in my inventory. Oh yeah, we had all this mustard. Do you have to give her like one of each? We only have... I'm going to make these into some tinctures. Apparently it did not have to be 3 different herbs. It could just be any 3. I'll ask Orlo to deliver it once it cools. And this will definitely work? Oh yes, probably. Could you check in on him later? I feel like she's a fraud. She's a fraud. Mustard is not going to cure that, ma'am. She is doing RFK Jr. business up here, and we need to shut her down. She's cute, but she's a menace. Oh my god, so many mushrooms. Let's go crazy. Wait, what's this? Oh, it's just a flower. There's so much stuff up here. I don't think we've been this far before. No, my backpack's full. I want the puffball. I wonder if we can do backpack upgrades. I desperately need it. Okay. Now that we have stripped her from everything that she has on her property, we skip away. See, that guy's warning us that she's a crook. Oh, I thought that was like a squirrel treading water, and I was like, how is this happening? Okay, we gotta find Fosco, which he should be in the square. And then we also need to talk to this guy, and he is at the square. So it all works out. And then we could sell our excess mustard as well while we're over here. We just do all the things. Does he have anything different today? No, I don't see that he has anything different. Um, I'm just gonna sell it all because we have so much. We have more at home. Pepperwort, we could probably sell that too, honestly. We're not making a ton of money. The corn is worth a lot. Okay, that might be a money crop. Beans are worth quite a bit. I looked up puffball grow kits, and it's literally just spores that you mix with molasses, salt, and 4 gallons of water and pour around your yard. Oh my god. I don't know if your dad wants them growing around his yard. The ones I've seen are ones like you can grow out of a bag. Like you keep it in your basement or whatever, and then um, you know, it's kind of like it grows. I've seen people do like on TikTok like a time lapse of them growing. That was kind of cool. But it wasn't specifically puffball ones. It was like chanterelles or something. You said there was a bargain only for me. Did I say what it was? You said it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. Oh, you think he does want them just growing in his yard? I wonder if that would like poison any of the wildlife. Well, I mean, you said your dad ate it and he obviously didn't die, so I guess it probably wouldn't be poison to like, because they have like a deer issue in their yard. Can you narrow it down a bit more? How many once in a lifetime opportunities do you have? Lots. Where did he teleport us to? What is the big offer? I don't have any money, so you might cry out with joy, but try to contain yourself. This is going to be the biggest letdown of all time. Behold, it's a fork. Yes, how did I know? Exactly, crafted by dwarves in their mines deep below ground. It looks quite ordinary to me. Exactly, that's what's so good about it. No thank you. This is just the first part of a complete dwarven dining set. Knives, forks, spoons. Perhaps next month, perhaps next year. I wonder if this is damaging our relationship with him. I'll call for the sheriff. Not the sheriff. I'm not interested. For the absurdly low price of 1 silver penny a week, you will over time build up a collection of cutlery that will amaze and astound your friends. What is this? The Lennox spice set? You can't afford 1 silver penny a week. It's a steal. Goodbye. Wait, my friend, you misunderstood me. I don't want you to buy anything. It very much sounded like you did. I know that as a hobbit living on your own, you have no need for such a wide range of enchantingly mismatched cutlery. No, these are for the bigger families here, but urgent business beyond Bywater summons me, and I cannot tarry. I'm asking you to sell these on my behalf. No, I'm not doing... I'm not gonna get involved in his MLM. Don't deny these hardworking families the opportunity of a lifetime. What if they don't want to buy it? Then sadly the opportunity will pass them by. You can bring a hobbit to a crossroads, but you cannot make them boil a kettle without an onion. Girl, what? It's something like that. Good luck. May fortune follow you. Try sand... Do I have to do this? Failing that, find Farmer Cotton. Make sure his wife isn't around. Jesus! Again, farewell. I don't want to do this. No. I have to be in an MLM. I'm selling Costco or Cutco knives to people. I don't want to do it. What else did we need to do over there? We needed to talk to this guy. Where do we go from here? Gotta go back. This isn't the guy we needed. The guy we needed was in a store, right? He was in here. Yes. How are you feeling? Delphinium has asked me to check in on you. Doing a lurk. Oh, the cures, I'm starting to feel better, but a bit of Delphi's medicine won't do me any harm. Let's see how it goes. God, we're gonna kill him. He's gonna die. What have you... No! What have you done to me? Perhaps it needs some time to work. The last thing it needs is more time. It's getting worse. No. Go to Delphi and see if there's something she can do. God, that's so far away, though, dude. If we don't get this done today, does it carry on to the next day?
Oi.
Good to see you. When will we hear back from the assessor? Oh, this is about me being a citizen. I'll tell you the moment the letter arrives, but it might take a few days. What? Why does he still have a thing?
Hey.
Oh. I'm not gonna sit here and bug him about it. Jeez. Okay, we gotta go all the way. Oh, we gotta sell him his thing, too. We're all the way over here, so I feel like we ought to do that first. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. Keep going, keep going. Oop. Get them mushrooms. Oh, what does he sell? Have we been over here before? You've got a family, haven't you? I have the joy of a son. Where is he? The last time I looked, my little Joy was carving goblin heads into our front door with a big knife. Oh my god. This is perfect. Do you think you need a dining set? Are you trying to sell me something? No, I'm trying to be helpful. What sort of dining set? Well, I've got this fork. The rest comes in weekly installments. 1 silver piece a week. This looks like the rubbish that Hobson would try to sell. This is Hobson's fork. He asked me to help him out. The pieces fall into place. I thought you had more hobbit sense than this. I didn't want to do it. That's not fair. If you go around peddling Hobson Hornblower shoddy bargains, you'll soon lose your good standing in this village. It's a good job you told me. I was about to try and sell it to Farmer Cotton. Where are you now? Let me look at that again. Do you know what? I think Hobson might have accidentally given you something of real value. This should go to someone with a big family, and there's no bigger family around here than the Cottons. Why don't you go and sell it to Farmer Cotton? Oh, God. I want to see what he has for sale. Okay. Does this mean how many I have in my inventory, or is this something else? I can sell him anything too. So I wonder if other people have like better prices than others. How deep is this economy? I think we might need oats, honestly. Oh, my backpack's full. I can't buy anything else. I mean, we could sell something to get inventory space. He's so irritated. So irritated with me. What else? I guess we could sell this. I kind of want to keep the rest of this. I don't even know how much flour I have. I'm just buy that because I've never had that before. It's a new discovery. This is cute. A horse. Imagine we get to ride a horse later. Probably not. Leg's too short. What's up here? Anything good? Our inventory's full. Can't really get too much anyway. Okay, we've got a long way of walking back to Delphinium's. Unfortunately. Eh. But before we do that, see, this is why I said I didn't think we were gonna be able to get this stuff done in one day. Because we keep getting quests. Is this who we need to talk to? No. We need Farmer Cotton, not young what's his face. Not him, right? Here he is. Good day. You should see this. Hobson Horpler asked me if you'd like this for your home. Hobson said, did he? Let's talk about this back at the farm. Do you live close to Delphinium? I hope so. I'm not saying I'm going to buy, but I am interested. No, you're not. We've got enough of Hornblower's so-called bargains around our house. No, we haven't. I've put them all in the shed. Thank you kindly, May, but I don't think we... What shall I do with this fork? Hobson won't be after it. He'll have some other daft scheme on the go by the time he comes back to Bywater. So I just keep it? If I was you, I'd hang it up in your house as a reminder not to get caught up in Hobson's honeyed words. Okay, that was a waste of time. We gotta go back to Delphinium. My god. I want fast travel. I want fast travel. Where are we going? Supposed to go this way? And then this way? And then this way? Yeah, this way. Better not be leading me to a dead end, you stupid birds. Will literally come after you. Poor Fosco, we've left him very ill. Here she is. Can you help? That medicine you made didn't work. He needs a sour meal. I might have one, actually. Yeah, I have the porridge. Excellent. This will definitely do the trick. Are you sure? As sure as I can be. Did your mother write down any of her cures? She left me a beautiful book, but the ink's faded. It's like I'm forgetting her. Just like I can't remember her face anymore. Blame me for Fosco? Yeah, I brought you the wrong things. I'm sure your cures would have worked with a better helper. Your cooking is going to do him more good than my cures. That's why I asked you to make him a meal. I'll get this meal to him. Can you check on him later? Okay, so now we have to check on him. Where does he live? Does he live in the same... Yeah. Okay. I think we're going the wrong way. Yeah, we went across this little area. Basically just churning around and going right back where we came from. What is this? Disney Dreamlight Valley? That wasn't him, was it? Oh. It's getting late. Hopefully we catch him before he goes to bed. Skipping as fast as I can over here. Okay, okay. He is like right over here. Right? No. Other side. Yes. But where is he? This is his house. Or this is his shop. He's moved. He's on the move. Ever since I saw that bug, I'm like, I feel like I have bugs around me. And I don't like it. Where is your house, dude? Is it here? Where's your house? Follow the bird. Where's the bird going? No. Aha. Oh, I should have known. He's in the bar area. Yes. I think I sneezed every bit of sniffle out myself. So by making you sneeze so much, Delphi's cure worked. In an unconventional way, perhaps it did, and I haven't eaten the meal yet. What? I'll tell her. She needs cheering up. Is she sad? Yes, well, I can understand that. Don't worry about it. I will go and see Delphi right away and thank her myself. But first, I need to thank you for two reasons. Firstly, for being a skilled healer's assistant, and for bringing me tonight's dinner. And I'm rather partial to a good sour meal. Oh no. He gave us things, but our stuff was full. So did we get it? Oh my god. I love listening to their gossip. But they're too slow. How did you know? She said I moved our boundary again closer to her place. I don't know, that's what I'm asking. That's the guy. We're just waiting on a letter for him. He can't tell us anything yet. Okay. Now what do we do? Probably just go to bed. Probably just go to bed. Yeah, we better go. It's night. It's nighttime. I feel like skipping barely makes us go faster. Like, barely. There's nothing in there. Thought maybe we could make our mailbox look cute or something, but I don't think so. Okay, we're home. And then we need to empty our inventory. I should probably save too, because it's been a long time since we saved. Friday. And we have mail. Okay, empty the inventory. I wonder what like an appropriate amount of every item is to have. And what is ruby tato supposed to be like a red, like a baby red tomato tea? Potato, not tomato. Okay. Oh, we need water. It's very nice to have this convenient little... That is still good. That's also still good. Is that because it gave us that alert that they were companion plants? So I wonder if that just means you'd have to water them less? We haven't used our shovel for anything yet either. I don't know what we're supposed to use it for. Whoa, we almost fell in there. Shouldn't do that. Like, what if we... Like, what does shoveling do? Oh, I remember. Okay, so they said shovel it if you want to get rid of your plant. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Okay, we can check our mail. And then I should save. Fork line discontinuation. Unfortunately, the Dwarven fork line has been discontinued. This quick note is to tell you how much I enjoyed our business partnership and that I operate a no refunds policy. P.S. You can keep the fork. Requesting our presence, please come to the Ivy Bush Inn for a big village meeting cross off. Make sure you use capital letters for that Orlo big village meeting to hear the Shire assessor's judgment read out. Be there to hear that Bywater is a village and to see Sandyman look like a complete fool. Get there early for a good view. You'd better take out that bit about Sandyman. Okay, so how early can we go? The crack ass of dawn? Can you imagine? Apparently that's fine. Apparently it's fine to go with the ass crack of dawn. I'm waiting for them to, like, give us something. Like the animals. Like, do we have to pet them like 5 times or something and they give us an egg or something? We haven't tried a sheep yet, have we? Oh, I can't do that one. Can we do this one? This is actively running from me. Come here. He doesn't. He's not having it. Attend the meeting at the Ivy Bush. That's up here, isn't it? No. Not even. Not even a little bit. Where's the birds? Bird. Tell me where I am to go. Is this it? Yeah. Yes. That's so cute. See, I want my house to look like that. I'd just like to say how glad I am to see all of you. Now, I don't want to make a big speech. That makes a change. I'd like to say how glad I am to see most of you. Get on with it. That's not very nice of you, Mr. Noakes, and I'd rather the fish did die of old age. Thank you very much. Some people should mind their own business. Let's not have any arguing. We're supposed to be coming together as one village. It's not going well, is it? Do you know what will make you feel happier? Buying things. I have some excellent bargains. Really? What have you got? No, you don't. We've got enough of Hobson's treasures. Should we hear Orlo's announcement? Well said. We want to know once and for all if Bywater is a village. We have taken matters to the very top, to the Shire assessor at Michelle Delving. He knows everything about being a village, and he has given it his careful consideration. There are none wiser than he. Orlo, announce the findings of the official assessor, please. Bywater is not a village. What? Oh no! Bywater is not a village. I heard you the first time. Show me the letter. But you can't read. Then show it to someone who can. That assessor's a blithering idiot. You said there was none wiser than he. There's been a terrible mistake. No, there hasn't. The only mistake around here, Cotton, is that you thought you could get one up on me. I'm going back to my mill, Hobbiton Mill. Some of us have work to do. Well, that's disappointing. The Cottons and the Sandymans have never seen eye to eye. This isn't personal. Well, it is a bit, but more importantly, it's about Bywater. It's where we live. We've loved this place ever since we were children. Its woods and streams are our home. And we want it to be your home too, May. The Book of Rules told us all the things a place needs to be called a village. If we do everything the rules say, this assessor will have to change his mind. We need to get him to come here in person and see for himself. We need to set up some clubs so hobbits can learn new skills. Easily done. Let's get started. We need to hang a wolf's head over our village gate. Excuse me? There's been no wolves in the Shire for years. There's no wolf's head as you walk into Hobbiton. There's just Sandyman's Mill. Sandyman's ugly enough to scare anyone. Anything else? Yes, if you see a goblin, you must report it to the king. Goblins in Bywater? Since when have there been goblins here? I can't say I've seen a king around here lately either. These rules might be a bit out of date. They're all we have. We can make a start with these clubs, but we need some hobbits to run them. Whatever we have to do, we'll make it work. That's the spirit. Let's work together and do what needs to be done. Okay. Wait to hear back? What? We did just hear back. We're screwed. I'm waiting for this too. Yeah, new tale acquired. Wait for news from Nora. We're not doing that. Everyone agrees Bywater is the best village. Okay. Kind of stuck now. Kind of low-key stuck. I wish we could talk to more people. What do we do now? Just gather crap? None of our plants are ready. Let's try petting these sheep. Now give me something. What do we do? Look, we got back to our house without even really trying, without even getting lost. Ugh, it sucks. I don't want to try to fish again. I have no desire. I haven't a remote desire. King's rules. The true village is as the true hobbit. It careth for others that help it with problems. It cometh together in clubs and maketh them fly. Increase fellowship. What if we try cooking? We've made these already. Lettuce, cucumber, fennel. We have these things growing. We just don't have them yet. We need to figure out a way to get milk. We're out of milk. Yeah, we've made these all before. Well, I feel like it might be kind of a good stopping point. Um, just a thought. Um, yeah, because I don't really want to try the fishing, and I feel like that's really all we have left to do. And I need to get off soon anyway. We do need to save. Haven't done that in a long time. Hey, well, that was really fun, and it's so cute. It's adorable. I will definitely work on learning how to fish off stream so that I don't look stupid. Um, yeah. I do have tomorrow off, so I don't know if I will stream tomorrow or not. I'll play this or what I will do. But it's been fun. It's been super cute. All right, well, thank you guys. Anybody who came in and stopped, I appreciate it so much. And we will definitely play again soon. All right, I hope everybody has a really good day. We'll see you later. Bye.